So, if you like what you see, we have completed our alternator, our our oil filter, our blower, spark plug leads. There was a lot to be done on this stage. Stick around to the end and enjoy the video. Hi everyone, this is Mr. Fusion Designs and welcome to our channel. Today we are doing a build from Hachette. It is the iconic Ford Falcon XB GT Pack 15. So as you can see, we are doing issues 55, 56, 57, and 58. So let's just take these away. And I could see pipes and all sorts. So we're going to take a closer look. And you can see some plastic pipes. So and this is the magazine. So we are doing issue 55, spark plug leads. So that's what we will be doing. You might have seen I have done a modification onto my valve cover. So we need to cut a few pipes to size. And okay, this looks interesting. And that is the completed assembly. And that's what we're going to receive in the next one. So let's get on with this. So let's just open this up. And you see it going through too. Making sure I'm not gonna damage anything. We can do that. Okay. So that's everything. Making sure there's nothing stuck up there. Sometimes there is. And first thing, we're going to need these pipes. And we have DSO6 screws. Let's just put this to the side. And let's concentrate on this red pipe. So you can see it's quite long. And first thing, we need 7 of these to be cut, and at 90 we need to cut 7 of these. So this is going to be my first one. So I'm gonna cut 7. Make sure that that went through. Yep. So 1. I could go off camera and cut these. But let's just do this with yourselves. And this is number 2. And going to continue to do all of these. So I think this is going to take a little bit of time. So I will be back when I have all 7 cut. So that's all 7 cut at 90. Now we need 1 at 110. So just getting that. You probably don't need this exactly. It's me being fiddly. So 110. That's that one. Then we need another one at 40. And this is 40 just there. And that is all of them now cut in place. We have this little one left over. which I will keep to the side. And now we can remove these, and we need to cut the black one at 110. Let's see if this is exactly 110. If you cut this, sorry, bend this right in the middle, it's just over. Might as well do it to what they say. So that's one. Make sure I have the longer one or the smaller one. Don't want to cut the wrong one now. So you can see this is the longer one. And another 110. Just there. Trying to get that cut. There we go. So that's all of our pipes now cut, and to the measurement that they have suggested. I probably will make mine slightly shorter when it comes to it, but you can see that is cut as it should. So that's all of them cut. Let's bring over the next one. So we need these spark plugs, well, holders. Excuse me, let's get this right. These are called distributor cap plugs, pegs. So we're gonna cut each one and make sure that it's cut in the right place. So I'm gonna get all these cut off and I will be back with you. So that's all of them now removed, and we need to get over our engine block. So you may have seen I have done this valve cover, and you don't have to do this, but I wanted to give it a bit more character, different look a bit. I think it looks okay. Came out quite good. So what we need to do, these are all D-shaped holes. So these pegs, and you can see, let's go a bit closer I guess now. They go in a certain way. So the first one, just making sure which way is that D shape. Quite difficult to see. I think it's that way. So I'm gonna get one in, and then we will have to do each one off camera, because this will take quite a while. But with my eyes, I think I need my goggles. Quite difficult to look at. There we go. That might need gluing in, because that was. We have now fitted all of these. Now this wasn't that easy, to tell you the truth, and it's a lot of figuring out, but it is a D-shaped hole, and hopefully through this video you can see exactly which angle goes where. So that is now installed. We need two of these, well, one for now, and you can see, excuse me, this peg will need to be fitted just there. Then bring this from under, and it needs to go onto that location. And I think, me personally, that's a little bit too big for me, but I'm going to stick it on for now, and we will see at a later stage if I need to make that shorter. Now we need to get this other one, and you can see that location there. A little bit tricky because of the other. It should just fit over. There we go. And that doesn't connect anyway. So now what we need to do, the 90 pipes that we cut, we need to start to fit them. So let's get this somewhat in some kind of organization. Now I think we need to get, let's just make sure this first one just here. If needed, I will probably glue these in depending on the fitting. So I don't really want to make this bigger than I have to have a tighter fit. What's going on there? Maybe. Let's see if I could slightly push this in. There we go. Now with that, we need to go into this first slot. Sorry, I don't know if this is first or last, but I want to see if I can make this just like that. There we go. And the next one following, which is here, is a little bit tricky now because of this pipe. I don't know why they did it like that. Let's try get this started and get this somehow on here, which I did. Excellent. Then we'll go on the next one. So we want to try make it look nice also, hopefully. So that's them too. Now we need to get the next one. So I believe the next one is here. And slide that on. They're pretty tight. And that will go here. So we're doing not too bad. I believe the 110 will go onto this one. It is a bit confusing. Why would they do that? 110 all the way there. I'm trying to work like in a clockwise position. And this one will go onto this last one. There we go. Like that. I find a bit strange. Okay. And now we need the normal 90 pipe we made up. So again, gonna be difficult to get onto that one. Yeah, that's a bit strange they did it like that. Sure why. There we go, that's it now. And this will go just there. So that's how that should look. So we are getting there. So let's see, continue. So that was the fifth one, I believe. Let's just make sure, because we need to know which is number 6 now. I'm working off, let me just show you this diagram. So you can see 1 goes to 1, 2, 3. So far we're doing well. That is 4 like we did. We don't have these clamps. I believe when you have the other part, it will go under. And now we need to get number 5, which was 5, all the way there. And now number 6 will go, excuse me, onto the first one. So let's just get this onto this first one. I believe it should be. They are a bit tricky, these. Okay. This one's a bit loose. Did believe that needs a bit more tighter too, I think. Screw down. Let's just push this on. Trying to do this with you in real time because you might struggle like I have, but it's a lot of fun. Okay, we're nearly there. We got 2 more, so I believe the next one should be, let's just make sure. I want to go back to my diagram. Okay, I'm trying to work on it in order. So 7 is this one, so we can go from under and just get this pushed on. That is 7. Goodness me. And the last one, which is 8, is this one. And that will go just here. Perfect. I think I need to get this. It's a bit loose. Oh no, it's the cap. Perhaps I should just stuck down that cap. So that's so far looking quite good. Can probably tidy up after. But now we need to get that part that came in here, which need to make sure that is this one. It's a D-shaped hole, and making sure that it will go there. I think I will put a bit of glue because I could see that eventually getting lost. Yeah. So I'm just going to stick on just a drop of glue. 1 second. So I've got my glue. Get this pipe out the way. And just sticking it in this order. That is the plan. A little bit tight. Perhaps that doesn't need glue. That is very tight and needs to be pushed all the way down, which I'm a bit scared to not break. It's very tight. Let's try this again. I think that is the most I will be able to get this stuck down because that's not going anywhere. So now what we need to get is our last pipe, which is going to be located into the middle section, just there, and somehow slide that on. Get this pushed on. There we go, excellent. And this needs to be in a way that it's like a S kind of thing. So just get this lined up. I believe so anyways. That's how it looks on the picture. Let's get it from the tip, I think. tricky. But we got there now. This was a fiddly stage, but we got there, and it is enjoyable when you get to the last of it. And so far, I believe that brings us, let's just make sure. So what we need to do is cut off our spark plugs, which are all here. So I think the sharper ends, because you have two ends, one thicker and one sharper, thinner, just stick them all on to these pipes. I'm not going to glue mine just yet. I might modify them, but I want to check the other side if they will be seeing these spark plugs, which I don't think they will be, but if they are, then I might just put a bit of color on there. And I believe that is it. I don't think there is anything else to be done. Yep, so there was actually two spare. So that is it for this stage. And we will continue now with the other one. So this is issue 56. That last issue was quite tricky. And that is metal, I could feel that already. But that looks good. Let's put this to the side for now. Take a look at our magazine. Left cylinder head. Excellent. So not so fiddly. Oh, maybe we have our blower. Does it need to be screwed in? I think it is. Oh yes, we do. Okay, excellent. Wow, I'm not expected to see the Ghostbusters Ecto 1 in there. And that's the other one. So let's get on with that. So these are our parts. Let's just open these up and get this all tipped out. I forgot to mention these screws was left over from the last issue we have done. So those DS06, which I believe we need in this one. So move these out the way. We need our blower. So we have this, and I have done a bit of tidying. You might be able to see. In the tubes, pipes, I put some of these like garden wire. Just inserted it. That way it's more easier to get it in the direction you want it to go in. So I think that's a little bit better, and I could get it exactly the way I need it to go. So this is our blower, and we need to get it into these 4 locations with this pin. Sorry, these posts, and make sure that this is going out from the back. And there is just a small cable here, well, pipe, that we can now just move to the side, and we need to just hold that there. There we go. Let's get this hopefully first, and the others should just go in place, and I will try and show you exactly what I'm doing at the moment. We just need to get these out the way. I think this is the most difficult one here. So let's just get this one pushed in. There we go. That's the first one. And then these ones, I just need to move this one slightly out the way here. Okay, nearly there. Just making sure that side's okay. And where's that one gone? Just here. That needs to just come out, as it did go under. There we go. So now that's now pushed in, and we will be able to get, oh goodness me. Okay, that's easy to put in. I think that would be a good idea to glue these in. I haven't done that because I was scared, but that should be okay. If needed, I will glue them in, but I think we're ready. So turn that over, and with 4 we need to get DS06 screws, and those are with this. I did purchase this screwdriver from Amazon, but I believe also Mike Lane has this available on their website. So just get this screwed in. So that's the first one. So I'll get all 4 in place and I will be back with you. So that's the last one in. Let's have a look. And that looks promising. Yeah, happy with that. So let's just get maybe a little bit of a close-up, and that should be coming out of this middle section. So, and this should be in front of this. So just like that, and that looks really good. A lot more happier doing that with the pipes. So let's move over to the next bit. We have this part. So in this direction, you can see there is a L on there. So hopefully you can tell. Just like that. And we need to get 2 screws, which are, I believe, PS05 screws. So this is the first one. Just go in here. That's 1. And 2. So looking good. So we need to get some other part. So we need these 3 parts. Perhaps we can go here. So you can see with the curved side higher, and just pop this through just like that. Then with this side, this is a D-shaped hole. This kind of goes like that. Is there a screw you have to put through there? Yep, we need a screw. But how is that a D shape? It doesn't really... yeah, it does lock in. It's like a pulley. Got it. But we need a PS05 screw, so let me just get that out of the package. There we are. And hopefully this screw bit will fit through there. It should do. There we go. And just get this screwed in. Nearly there. Perfect. Let's make sure that spins. And just try to make that tight. Yeah, and that's movable. Then this part, and this should just push in. That's a little bit loose, but it's okay. Sorry, I thought I was on that camera. So, like this needs to go. Where are we? There's a pin there with a hole, and this just goes there. We need one screw. Let's try get that in just here. PS14. Perfect. These screwdrivers are great. So that's how that should look. So this part, what we just made, and it's in this direction, just like that. So you can see, and then through, I believe the top of this, we need a DS20 screw. So that is going into metal. Let's see if we don't need any oil, but we get this first here. Perfect. And that is it for this issue. So let's move over to our next one. Here we have issue 57. These are our parts. So we will take a look at them in just a second. So, oil filter. Not much to do. And that's a Ford Falcon Mark III. Wow. And that's in the next one. So let's get on with this. We're going to open up our parts. Let's see exactly what it is. And DS02 screws. So this is metal. And in this direction, we need to get our oil filter. So just here, just making sure the way it should go. It just goes on like that, I guess. Okay. So let's get a screw out. And that is a DS02 screw. I thought it was from that side, but it's actually going through here and into this metal block. So it's going in fine. Just make sure it's quite tight. Don't have to overdo it. Perfect. And now with the cap, this will go literally on there, just like that. Just push that in. Excellent. Now we need to join these two parts, which I have to figure out. So in the magazine, showing like that, and this is like this. How do we do this? I guess there we go. So just like that. And we need two more DS02 screws. So I'm just going to get this ready. And the first one goes just there. So that's one. And the next one will go here. These screwdrivers make this a lot easier. Perfect. So that looks really good. And that is the end of this issue. So let's move over to the last one. And this is issue 58. So these are the parts. Let's just push this to the side for now. Excuse me. And alternator. So that's what we are doing. So just a few parts. And that will be it. And these are the parts that we will receive in issue 59. So let's get on with this one. So let's open this up. Let's see exactly what we need to do. Shouldn't take too long. Well, let's hope. So what's this? PS38 screw. And first thing, we need this part and this part. So let's just move some parts out the way. So this part needs to go against this like that. So with this bit going flat into this key shape hole, and this fan needs to go in this direction just like that. And this part with the two pegs needs to just go in the holes. Let's just try find that. There we go. Excellent. And we need PS38 screws. Let's just get that ready and screwed in. That's the first one. And make sure that's all nice and tight. Looking good. Excellent. Now with this part you can see a little peg, two holes, that way you know which direction this will go in, and that will go just here. First get our peg in its position, which is a lot easier said than done. And yeah, there we are. So let's get this again, PS38. Let's screw that in slightly and get this all lined up. As soon as we get it in, then we can get this locked in, which is just there. We'll get the other one in just to line it up, then screw it completely down. So this is the next one on this side, same screw. Excellent. And that is it. So let's bring over our next part. So with this part, you can see a big hole, small hole, with the peg that will go into the big hole. Line this up, again another PS38 screw, and get this screwed in, and that is now completed. So we have now completed our build. So let's bring over some of our parts we have did. And we have our engine block with the blower. This is the block, that's the blower, that's the valve covers, the spark plugs. A lot of work to be done there. And I believe this will go eventually like that. I really do like my modified valve covers. I think that with that brings it out a lot instead of a plain version. So that looks excellent. And I'm really glad that I put the wire in the tubes. That way you can see now I can manipulate exactly where these need to go and probably cut these down, because I don't want really long cables that is unnecessary. So that's gonna look good when it's all done. So with that, if you could do us a massive favor, if you could hit that like and subscribe to our channel, that would be great. Look forward to seeing you all next time.